What is this 89K that automatic beats is talking about?
I know, that's what I said. I'm like, what are you talking about right now? You know, we're almost at 89K now.
100 there saying 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
I know. I was almost pissing myself. It was funny. Like, I'm asking for what they thought for price predictions after this, because one of the things I was showing, I've been putting on a bunch of stuff. One of the tweets I put out was not price predictions, the actual price on the last 4 halving or last 3 halvings, and then what it was a year later. So that's when I asked them, okay, so here's today's price. What are you putting for a year from now?
I see. So what was your number?
I actually didn't give my number, but I think it was one of them said something like I think 250 to 350, and I said I thought that was conservative. I'm coming closer to the half mil mark, 500K mark rather, and so that's my opinion.
Year from now?
Yep, I'm bullish, baby.
I want to go with your number because your number's great. My number is more like 150.
Really? You think that low, huh?
Yes, that low. Just because after every halving, we haven't really increased at the same levels of magnitude as the first halving, and it's slowly just sort of leveling off like a logarithm.
Yeah, no, I see what you're saying. Yeah, we're not getting the 100,000%. Yeah, I get it.
So I think 150. But hey, I'm not doubting your half mil mark. If it hits a half mil, then we're partying.
Yeah, exactly. Well, then again, I'm the guy who said we'd be tickling 100K for this event, and obviously I'm completely wrong. So what the hell do I know?
No, I mean, none of us can really predict it, but I also think that's the fun of it all, right? It's like you can just throw out numbers here and there, and
you don't have to be right. You can be like a weatherman.
Yeah, exactly. Because when are they ever right?
Jar, just so you know, before you got here, I did a lot of started the Andreas Antonopoulos thing where he was talking about that. I also put up a tweet for somebody who put together the price of Bitcoin on the halving dates, and then a year later, which is why you might, as you're scrolling through the chat, you might see some price predictions. I'm still waiting on some people for price predictions here, see what everybody thinks a year
price prediction. What's the price prediction for? What time period?
Well, basically, it was to go off of from 1 year from today.
1 year from today. Okay.
Yeah. Right. What do you think the price prediction is going to be on Bitcoin? What's your price prediction?
I know it's going to be. Oh, okay. I don't know. It's going to be. I want it to be over 100. I'm going to go with 152. There you go.
Whoa, that's real close to my guess.
Yeah. What did you say?
I said 150 flat. So
150 flat. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
152. Okay.
Yeah, I'm going with 150. I think nothing's going to happen until the end of the year if we follow the traditional cycle. And then like November, December, things start heating up, and maybe we peak in March next year. So let's see what happens. 150. I'm hoping for 150.
Educate people, and we're answering the newbie questions earlier, right? He followed up with a statement about, okay, well, BlackRock is doing X, Y, and Z. Matter of fact, you know what? Let me read it. Hold on 1 second. I don't want to parse his words here because I probably shouldn't be parsing shit. Here we go. It's interesting that BlackRock is introducing it into its portfolio, but there are still skepticism amongst investors. Now he's referring to the Bitcoin ETFs here, who only buy into like the stock market. There are some, and he mentions Edward Jones here, but I was thinking when he mentioned that more like Vanguard, who don't even believe in cryptocurrency. It's strange because there are so many banks and investment companies who are obviously already jumping in ahead, and yet there are still people and like he said, Edward Jones, but I was thinking more Vanguard, who don't believe. You guys want to touch anything about that?
It's going to take time. I mean, when I think about, so who was it? Rabbit Hole Recap, they're doing a thing comparing like epochs, where things were in the last halving to today and what's changed. And I was thinking about that in the drive up, and just with all the content that's been produced over the last 4 years, with all the headlines, all of the things happening in current affairs, legislative, what have you, it's just it's I don't know. I'm just kind of like putting my feet up because it's little by little people are figuring it out, whether as just a derivative instrument where you chase the price action, or for the actual protocol and what it enables people and how it affects human interaction in that sense, where the value proposition of it. And it's just a slow thing where, like a virus, it just slowly starts spreading more and more and more. It's just going to take time for people to, maybe another cycle for all the people like in the investment world who see, okay, the price goes up to whatever, 250,000, then it comes back down, but the lows are higher than the previous highs. And then that might be the convincing thing that gets a lot of people on board. And then, in that meantime, people are going to be reading about it. There's going to be research papers. So, I mean, it's like a glacier. It moves slowly, but certainly.
I don't disagree. Now, you mentioned something, and I'd love to get everybody else's opinion on this too. You said maybe in another cycle. Do you really think it's going to take another cycle?
That's 4 years. It could.
I'm thinking it's going to happen. My opinion, for what it's worth, I think it's going to happen a lot sooner than that. I think things are going to get so bad that the idea of more mainstream. No, I'm not saying it's going to be completely mainstream and everything else is going to be dead on arrival. That's not what I'm saying. However, I do believe that there is going to be a complete division. There's going to be people who want it, people who don't, and I think there is going to be an increasing amount of people who want it, and I think that's coming probably by. Here's my prediction by end 2025.
Oh, and by the end of next year? Okay, that's soon.
Well,
that is soon.
Again, that's my opinion. I'm interested to see what you guys think. I think things are that bad in the banking system.
Yeah.
I think things are that bad in the economy.
Yeah.
And the idea, like Brian mentioned, about it's that slow and steady. What's the word I want? Education and just out to the public.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Here's one thing. So you're talking mostly about Bitcoin. That's what it sounds like.
Yes, primarily.
Remember, you got little brother here, crypto, which is everything else, that is usually what breaks. So is that breaking going to wreck it for the Bitcoin crowd and bring it back down? I kind of want it to, because I want to be able to buy cheap again. So, but Bitcoin itself probably will not fail to give it, but most people are still going to have the mindset to associate crypto and Bitcoin as the same thing. So, now, if they get true separation, I don't know if that's going to happen, but I'm thinking that's why another cycle's in play. There's going to be, there's still so much crazy stuff. I mean, look at the meme coin side. Like, I love it, but dude, it's kind of embarrassing at some points.
Yeah, it's definitely still in its infancy when it comes to stuff like that.
No argument.
Yeah, it's a casino right now, right? With all these coins coming in and out, the price action. Like if you compare it to a regular stock market, which is very mature, 2 to 3% move is huge, and in crypto that's like child's play, right? Like you want a 20% per day move, right?
That's you go to sleep and wake up in the morning.
Yeah, and I think everybody's looking at crypto as Reddit if it was monetized, like each chat room was monetized, like chaos is what it kind of looks like from the outside. But I love it. I'm 50 years old and I still dig it. I still like the chaos.
Yeah, me too. That's what got me in here.
To account 100 Air's point about Bitcoin, and I was kind of speaking a bit more about Bitcoin and crypto, but my thought process is I'm looking at it, or at least this is my thought. You know how when Bitcoin, cryptocurrency first hit the scene, got to exchanges, what was the base trading pair? It was Bitcoin and whatever it was you were looking to trade. And that's kind of how I'm looking at it in the economic sense and the adoption sense, is that it's going to be Bitcoin as the one that's going to start pricing out the economy. That's going to start pricing out what is going to be used as the base unit of account. Does that make? I don't know if I'm saying that correctly.
I get that.
Yeah.
Mean market indicator. Yeah.
Right, and I'm not saying that like crypto as a whole may be another market cycle, because there are too many wild cards in the crypto space. And to answer the question that you asked 100 Air about, do you think that's going to break, the whole what happens with Bitcoin and adoption? I don't think so. I think that given especially what's happened with ETFs and ETF adoption around the world, for that matter, I think Bitcoin will separate itself out to some degree, and it will be able to stand on its own, and the things that are FTX-esque with regard to the crypto space will slowly go by the wayside. Again, my 2 cents. And yes, then that kind of stuff with me, I like Litecoin, I like use that kind of stuff. I love the idea of Dash and all that kind of thing. Maybe that needs another cycle, but the idea about people, again, in my opinion, that in the economy, in the world as a whole, starting to use Bitcoin as more of a modicum to decide what things are worth versus the US dollar, I think that's going to happen before that next cycle.
Interesting.
Anybody else jump in? Tell me I'm an idiot. I'm going to go back and drink now.
We can bet on it. We can put a wager on it.
Oh, okay.